Great day, everyone. This is Furley Almonte coming to you live from Arizona right now. We are airing the faces of resilience from the studio of Top Talent JV, and I could not be more thrilled to bring some amazing people that I have met through that platform. And today we're going to have actually a kind of like a podcast marathon from the studio here in Arizona, showcasing the amazing people that we have met through the Top Talent JV. And today, I am so honored to have somebody who I adore, I respect so very much because he is a wealth of wisdom and also motivation because he's a business strategist. He's a celebrity in terms of team building and networking coaching. He is also part of the CEO space. I'm sure many of you who are coaches and speakers are like adore the CEO space because it brings very very fine entrepreneurs and professionals together in one place. And also, he is part of the Top Talent, community where there is a very nurturing and supportive group of people who actually are committed to lifting one another. So I could not be more thrilled to bring you back Dr. Richard Kaye, a business strategist and totally a wonderful person to be part of if you're looking to up level your game. Welcome back, Dr. Richard Kaye. You're
So,
looking
so it's
good.
fun hanging out with you, Furley. I love your energy, your passion, your zest for life. It's so sweet.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you bring it out of me because, when I am in front of like legendary people like you, I can't help but be the best that I am. Because, as I've said, like you have helped many entrepreneurs in so many different ways. First of all, like, how's life been with you since the last time we spoke?
Outstanding. Just get better and better and better.
And I know that you're in love, huh?
I've always been in love. It's just now with a specific person instead of just only life. And Furley, we had the conversation the other day. We're going to be talking about David and Isabel. And ladies and gentlemen, joint ventures and networking go so far beyond building business. One day, actually, it was last October, a young lady requested a business strategy consultation. And the Reader's Digest version of this, Furley, is 2 months later, she moved in. She was living in the UK at the time. She's from
Wow.
San Francisco, and we're engaged. So my gratitude to David and Isabel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't anticipate that's going to happen on the networking program, but you never know.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm very, very happy for you. And when we are a little bit more seasoned in age, we don't want to waste time. We are able to filter through the stuff that we really want to have in our lives. So I am delighted to hear of your wonderful news.
Yeah.
And who would have thought that David and Isabel Fagan of the Top Talent JV would bring a whole different kind of connection for your life. So it's not really all about like like pitching sales, in a networking forum like what we have at Top Talent. It is all about meeting the right people and connecting in a whole different level and also being able to create meaningful relationships, whether it be business or personal. And many friendships have basically emerged from Top Talent. So I could not be more thrilled for you. So the special edition today is actually also going to be talking about how we can become resilient. We entrepreneurs are going through a tough time right now because of the pandemic. The business models have changed. People are scared. People are losing jobs. Now, from what you're seeing right now, working with your clients, what kind of challenges are they facing?
You know, it's a great question. Furley, and everyone watching and listening, you know the expression, if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. You've heard that, yes?
Yes. Mhm.
And the reality is, it never worked anyway, and it especially doesn't work now. You have to change your mind. You have to change the way you view things, the way you think about things. And that old model is certainty. I'm going to do it because I know it and it's worked and it's worked. Even if it didn't work well, it may have worked. Today, we have to step out of our comfort zone and step into new models. For some people, it's easy. For some, it's a stretch, stepping into collaboration and cooperation. And it's fresh in my mind because I shared the story the other day. When I used to, when I used to practice chiropractic, when I graduated chiropractic school, I drove from New York to San Diego, and my training in growing a business from school was go join a networking club. Well, I did. Actually, I attempted to. And they said, we can't have you as a member here. I said, why not? They said, we already have a chiropractor. I said, excuse me, you got 3 million people in San Diego County, and you don't want another chiropractor in your group? Yeah, exactly. That's scarcity thinking. As Zig Ziglar would have said, that's stinking thinking.
Stinking thinking, thinking from a place of scarcity or lack instead of abundance.
Yes. And when you step into the place of abundance, ladies and gentlemen, everything you do changes. And Furley, you know that because you live through that space of abundance. You step into, you embrace, and now helping David and Isabel and Top Talent JV and helping so many entrepreneurs. And I know it lights you up. So that's the place that we have to live today. Get out of that stinking thinking and embrace collaboration and cooperation. David does it
What
so
happened with the
beautifully.
chiropractic story? So when they said no, what did you do then?
I left, and I didn't start another networking group. I'm not that crazy. I grew my practice organically, and I just here's an important part. Top Talent JV Mastermind, joint venture masterminds. I want to share with you a story that 30 years ago when I started practicing, I learned how to do. We didn't have language joint ventures back then. And if you're not familiar with it, you're going to learn how to do that during the Top Talent Mastermind program. How do you do that? Find people who are in a similar vertical and a similar business as you. So I'll share with you a personal story. I said, okay, who is in the quality of life business? Because remember, I was a chiropractor back then.
Mhm.
And I called massage therapists. I called acupuncturists. I called nutritionists. I called physical therapists. And the conversation was simple. I took people out to lunch. I said, you have clients that you may not be able to help. I've got practice members that may not be able to help. What if we referred to one another? And 30 years ago, it was like, what are you crazy? They're my patients. Until we talked about the fact that we're all about service, just as you're about service. Is it really so important to hold on to that extra buck or share the wealth, share the abundance, and help more people improve the quality of their lives? Well, guess what? Their practices grew, my practices grew, and I said, who else can I call? Fairly one day I called an orthopedic surgeon. And after getting through the gatekeeper, doctor to doctor, and I said, Steve, let's talk about how we can support one another and help more people. Fortunately, and because I knew the background, that's what this guy was about. Fairly, it got to the point where I was referring clients to Steve, he was referring clients to me. The point was he invited me into the surgical suite, which freaked out the nurses. You got a chiropractor and a spinal surgeon.
Okay.
And we laughed, but we serve more people. So it's an invitation. Where can you go? Who can serve you? And who can you serve so that together you serve more people? And by the way, that improves your business.
Wow, collaborative community is crucial. You know, um, that is a very powerful story, and I love how you were able to, take a no and actually began to explore different ways of doing your business that is actually being resilient, right? And
Yes.
also thinking out of the box, because obviously those people are threatened that you're going to take their patients, but in reality this is being able to exponentially help other people, and that's exactly what we do here at Top Talent. But Okay, and then take us through your journey with CEO Space. What actually basically led your path to CEO Space?
Wow. So that's where I learned these. We didn't call them joint ventures back then. And as Tony Robbins says, this is not to impress you, it's to impress upon you. I got to the place in practice where I was famous. I had a PBS special about me and the work I did. I was on the 6:30 news, morning television talk show for about a year.
Wow.
Multiple, yeah, multiple stories in the San Diego Tribune and the Los Angeles Times with color pictures. And I was a legend right here. I believe me, I was younger. I was, oh, shit. So I heard about this organization, CEO Space, and I said, I don't need this. So I was famous. Fairly after I got out of my own way, over 9 months, my practice just doubled. I said, whoa. So I said, there's something going on here in this collaborative, cooperative model. Well, over the years, I shut my practice. I do live in Taos, New Mexico now, and nobody knows where that is. People think they know.
I'll come visit you.
You got a date. You guys come on out, and we'll show you around. But here's the problem: when people visit Taos, they stay. Taos Mountain is like a magnet, and that's what happened. I came out here maybe 25 years ago and fell in love, bought 80 acres, said someday I'm going to live
Wow.
here. And as I began to shut my practice, I came out here and have been working, serving entrepreneurs ever since. And that's how I met David. And that's how I met you
So do
through
you still
networking.
do your chiropractic practice?
I retired from that.
You
I,
retired.
I retired. As a matter of fact, I surrendered, I think, 5 state licenses because it wasn't my calling anymore. My calling was serving entrepreneurs in a different way.
Yeah, and that is absolutely fantastic, the way you did that. And because also of the limitation right now, it works perfectly for you to do things virtually and be in the safety and comfort of your own home. And oftentimes this types of challenges um, basically open new doors for us to do business. So, what current projects or programs are you offering right now that help many entrepreneurs out there in terms of business strategy?
Yeah, very good question. I want to go back to something you said earlier about thinking outside the box. Fairly, I assert there is no box. How many people grew up color within the lines? Oh, okay, teacher, I'll color within the lines because that's the rules and that's what I have to do. There is no line. The line is as we create it. How much creativity has been stifled because I have to keep it in this little square? The box was created by people who wanted to control. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, by the way, so, but the box was created. It's like the frame of this image here. It's to contain people. Creativity comes out when there's nothing to contain. The classic story, whether it's true or not, I don't know, that Einstein failed algebra or math or something. What would have happened if they contained and constrained his creativity? Or Henry Ford, he wasn't the first one to produce those kinds of automobiles, but he was the first one to have them come off the production line. What would have happened if his creativity had been stifled? Fairly, we don't see the world as it is. The Talmud very clearly states we see the world as we are. So, to embrace creativity these days, you must do networking. You must find people who support and endorse your vision. How many adults grew up as kids? Don't think like that. Don't say that. I was someplace a couple of years ago. We were actually watching the stars, whatever the big star constellation that comes through, all the shooting stars. And there was a couple of kids with their parents sitting next to us out in the desert. And the kids were giggling and laughing and had a good time. And mom said, quiet, you're disturbing them. And my then wife and I looked at the kids and said, no, it's okay, enjoy yourselves. How many kids get shut down because of somebody else's perspective on life. And what does that do? An authority figure has repressed them. Through the work we do at CEO Space, and it's an expression of creativity and it's an expression of growth. People have raised over $3 billion using us as a vehicle, using our resources. It's not a seminar. You don't learn anything at a seminar. You don't learn to drive a car by watching somebody. You learn by absolutely doing. And that's what we're about. And that's the joy and that's the fun.
It is in the application. I actually, as a learner, I'm more like, show me how to do it and I will remember, because if you just tell me how to do it, it's
Absolutely.
after you've told me, like, how is it done again, it's different when you actually experience the process. There's a lot of people right now who may be in between careers because they've lost their. Oh, I thought I was muted. I'm sorry. There are so many people there who have lost careers, right, because of the pandemic. And so they're looking to start a whole new career, but they don't even know where to begin. What would you say to them?
Hang out with people, do some research, talk to people. We go back to earlier that if you do what you've always done, it doesn't work. The biggest growth that the entrepreneurial space, and particularly CEO space, has ever had was right after 9/11, when people said, oh, shoot, I don't have a job anymore. The world's changed. The second biggest spurt was about a year ago when the world got shut down with COVID.
Hmm.
Incubator of ideas and creativity and culture. One of my favorite stories is Lisa Nichols. When she came to CEO Space, she didn't have anything. Today, I've been told she's worth $5 million.
That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah, she got on the Oprah Winfrey. Now, if you know of Lisa, you know she's very unique. She got on the Oprah Winfrey show. She got on Larry King Live. She got in the video The Secret, which was popular back 20 some odd years ago when she came to CEO Space. She wound up teaching with us. She doesn't come back anymore. She's one of the most highly requested speakers in the quality of life space, motivation on the planet.
So what
And
did you get from CEO space that you would not have been able to achieve or get from others that
great question.
catapulted their success?
Great question. A team. Teamwork makes the dream work. There's a saying, you have to do it by yourself, but you can't do it alone. It's your idea. You need the team to support you. You need for example, you are here supporting David and Isabel. They don't have time to do all these interviews. They're too busy helping thousands of other people grow their businesses. And when you do that, when you expand your team, you must have a team of people, not just sycophants who say, good idea, good idea. Too many people get screwed up like that. You need people who really endorse and support you and have the contacts, leads, and connections to help you. I mean, how did Lisa get on Larry King Live? I don't know the details. Somebody fell in love with what Lisa was able to deliver and called a producer at Larry and said, you got to meet this woman. That's how it happens. And we're not just for early stage, not just the Lisas and the Richards who changed a whole life. For example, I have a program coming up in a couple of months. I have a young guy named Alex Stern, and I was on a networking event the other day with Alec, and someone said, yeah, he's an entrepreneur. Yeah, Alex started and sold Constant Contact for $1.3 billion. Yeah, he's taken five other companies public, and he's been involved in a total of about 8 startups. What would it be like to sit down and learn from Alec? And one of the distinctions at CEO Space is you get one-on-one time with the faculty. They just don't sit and talk at you. You get one-on-one time. And that's how you grow, because you don't have to pick anybody's mind. It's a data dump and hand holding. So your question specifically about Lisa, she got the one-on-ones with faculty, and every faculty member is vetted, and she got the time with people I mean, if you know her passion is just effervescent and saying, you got to meet, you got to meet, you got to meet, you got to meet. Did they all work out? No, enough of them worked out.
That's beautiful. When you say about all of those things, with the connection, having the right team behind you, that's absolutely phenomenal. Because just like what you said, many people will be on the fence by saying like, oh, I don't have the money to invest on this. But obviously, it is investing on your success, because you'll never know what opportunities will open up to you, right? But so what would you say to those people who are s- viewing this, say for example, getting into CEO space as an expense rather than as an investment on their success?
Your languaging is so precise. Is people who go to university, is it an expense? Yeah, costs a lot of money, costs a lot of time. And if you apply what you get, the world can open up to you. And that brings an interesting question. People says everyone go to CEO space thrive? No. How many people go to university and some wind up president and get indicted, for committing crimes? When you
Really, I love what you're saying, because I love how you were able to put it in a different context, because people go and go into deep in student loans, because they know that this is going to be their ticket to get a job, but they don't see investing on themselves, such as CEO space or with top talent, for instance, to be able to enrich your life in a whole different way that you never even imagined, right?
you are so right on. People, Lisa is my understanding how to raise money to be a member of CEO Space. It's a membership organization.
Mhm.
If you were to ask her, was it worth it? Hello,
5 million
5 million? Yeah.
dollars later.
For example, I've written a book, and everyone watching this, you all have clients and customers. And by the way, I want to make a distinction. A customer, but if you look in Google, the definitions, the explanations are pretty much the same. A customer, you go to a gas station, you go to a supermarket, even you go to a restaurant, you get served, you get service, get products, you pay your money, no expectation of continuing service. What if you would turn them into clients? And here's where I make the distinction in the book. A client is someone with an ongoing relationship that you, I mean, I'll share a story with you. Taos is 5,000 people. It's a small town. And friends of mine own different businesses. And one of them is a restaurant. I always take visitors there, and I go there often just to have breakfast. And one day, Jennifer, the owner, said, "Hey, would you go on Yelp and give us a great review?" I said, "Of course." Again, there's the end of that. What if, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what your business is, what if Jennifer had asked me for my email address? And what if she had even a monthly newsletter? That's called top of mind awareness. You
Hmm.
want to keep Coca-Cola last year spent $4 billion on advertising. I don't think too many of us on this call have a $4 billion advertising budget. But
Yes.
what if you send out an email? I'm using the restaurant as the metaphor here, with our specials this week or this month. And by the way, if you bring a new guest to us, we'll give you a free dessert. And if it's an evening restaurant, a free drink. They're just breakfast and lunch. Would I be inclined to go and bring somebody there because, hey, I'm going to get something for free? Top,
Absolutely. Yeah.
absolutely. Top of mind awareness is so important. So whatever, excuse me, whatever business you are in, keep your name, your business in front of people. So the book, and Furley, I'm going to give it away to people viewing this. You'll get the PDF, and you can get it at richardkaye.com, RICHARDKAYE.com /customers dash free. richardk.com, customers, customers dash free. And here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you that book will do nothing for you unless you read it.
I love that pause. You know, absolutely. Like this is a free gift that you can access. We're going to put it on the chat. Let me just make sure that we get it correctly. So richardk.com
.com
/
customers, customers
yes,
dash free,
yes.
free. And
Hey,
there are so many things in there that my commitment, my promise to you is if you do only 10% of them, you will find an amazing increase in your client retention, which translates to your bottom line, which allows you to take better financial care of yourself and your family.
Richard, what industries right now would you say are relevant and are still very much in demand that people who may be looking to, explore into or investigate in? What would you suggest that would be the different types of industries or professions that people may want to dabble in and investigate further?
Think about that. Virtually any industry where you serve people, and I don't mean a restaurant, where you are in service to people, whether you want to be, I went to see my doc the other day, and they were closed down, and now they're open back up. And she's got a new medical assistant. And when Hallie walked out and Joanna walked in, the doctor, I said, "You got to clone that young lady. She's amazing. She connects with you. Whatever you do, ladies and gentlemen, connect not mind to mind, connect on a soul to soul level. See what the person is really about. Everyone is a mirror of us. And you look at somebody and say, I don't like the way they do that. What part of you don't you like about that? Open up and see their soul purpose. You don't know their wounding, you don't know their hurts. So whether you're selling HVAC, heating, ventilating, air conditioning, or spas, or quality of life, or like David does. David is brilliant because he can pull something out of someone's mind and turn it into real and create bestsellers. And Isabel can interview you for the magazine and get you to a place where you know more about who you are. So it's not specifically an industry or a profession as it is what lights you up in the morning. What do you want to do when you get out of bed? How many of us have gone into any kind of business and the person greets you? Yeah. Hello, what are you doing here? And I mean, it really sucks when it's a service business, but anything you do, and I mean, today, scroll Google, I don't care what you look for, talk to people, connect with people.
Right. What lights you up? And quite frankly, there was a very important thing that you had also mentioned. Oftentimes, we cannot be a mirror of our own selves, right? We would like to ascertain the needs of others. But when we work with coaches, business strategists, like, somebody like a marketing genius like David, for instance, you'll be able to come up, he will be able to come up with different suggestions that you never even thought possible or have not thought about yourself. And that is very important to surround yourself with people who can see you in a different light. And you're one of those people, obviously, because you see people in a whole different perspective, from heart centeredness and from a soul level. And you cannot teach that. You cannot teach that, how to be able to do that, but you can feel that organically. And it's very wonderful also that you have said, basically, that it's going to be on a more holistic level, because earlier in the show you had mentioned about the mindset and how the awareness of how we perceive ourselves that is reflecting on others, right? And that causes us to be limited in our beliefs that we have borrowed from many other people, from our ancestors, perhaps. And so nowadays, with your programs that you have right now, um, what kind of results are you seeing with the clients that you're working with?
In a word, remarkable. And I say that because it's as you just described. We can't see ourselves. We have our own limiting beliefs. We have stuff that's been poured into us by people we don't remember, don't care, don't know. But rabbis, priests, ministers, teachers, people in uniform, it's changed today, but in our generation of growing up, those were the absolute authority figures. And we took what they said. And again, don't color, stay within the lines. You can't paint that bear yellow, and we believe that. So through the work that we do at CEO Space, and it's one of the reasons I adore David and Isabel, is it's free thinking. It's pulling stuff out of people. It's all there, boys and girls. We just need someone to make it okay for us. And when you do that, your life changes, not like that. I mean, you may have an epiphany, and please know that business always takes twice as long and costs twice as much as you think it's going to. Well, most of us are optimists. Some of us are, shoot, I can't do this. Well, yes, you can. The mind, it's Napoleon Hill said, Napoleon Hill or Walt Disney, somebody, some of you listening will know, what the mind can conceive and believe, was Walt Disney, it can achieve. And when you have the right team working with you, you can achieve. I mean, look at what Branson did. Look at what Jobs did. I don't care what you think about their politics and their business, but look at what they just accomplished.
Exactly.
Putting a group of civilians in space. How freaking cool is that?
I know, right? Richard, before we close this show, instead of you giving like three tips, because you already gave us a lot of pearls of wisdom, can you give us an excerpt from your book that you're giving to us for free, so we can eat like a little teaser?
I'm going to give you more than that. First of all, you got the whole book. You got the teaser about top of mind awareness.
Okay.
And I want to tease you about another program and give you some very valuable information. And
Okay.
you'll get this because when you download that book, you'll get the information. I teach a program around, and I've taught in Australia, Russia, Italy, France. I've taught all over the world, and it's fun. May go back to that when this COVID crap ends. I want you don't care what I want. Here's something for you to take away that'll change the way you do business. Eliminate the word dollars from your vocabulary. When you go into a restaurant, what do you see in abundance when you open the menu? Dollar signs. Dollar signs has the dollar sign has, and the word dollars has a huge emotional tag to it. Now I'm
Mhm.
going to jump to the end and then come back. When the check clears the bank, it's for the same amount. Okay. When you're making an offer, you want to soften it. I'm going to tell you the concept and then make it real for you. Make an offer, you make it real, and you want to soften it. So if you're selling a program, it's 5,000. And forget the nuances of 4,997. It's 5,000.
Yeah.
However, we have a discount right now. We're taking $500 off, which makes it 4,500. So watch this. The original number is a whole number, sans the dollar sign. Dollars are in the discount. You amplify the effect. It's $500 off. So that makes it 4,500. Now watch this. If you're selling a house, if you're a realtor and you're selling a house, for example, this house is on the market for 800,000. I have a motivated seller. She may be able to take $10,000 off. So the house is available for what forget the numbers. I want you to get the idea. 77950. Real number, no dollar signs. Dollar signs are in the discount, and then no dollar in the final offer. So if you're making an offer to buy something, let's say you go into an art gallery and you want to buy a really, good piece of art, and it's got the sticker on it and it says $2,500. So you say, uh, that, that's $2,500. Why? Because it's making it more to the seller, to the gallery owner, or the artist.
Mm-hmm.
So you always emphasize the discount. There's a whole program on this called The Secrets of Empowering Negotiation. You know something? I'm going to give that the first half. I wasn't going to do that. I'm going to give the first half hour, the first 30 minutes of that program also. So
And
I'm
how do they access that?
I'm going to give you in the chat so you can just see it and copy that.
Okay, great. That's
Uh,
awesome.
and
Wow, a lot of freebies. You know,
I wasn't going to do that. That's what the heck we're talking about. And here,
that's absolutely amazing, because you said that's 30 minutes, right?
the first 30 minutes, first segment, yes.
Wow, you're going to get the PDF of the book, and at the same time, you're going to get the first 30 minutes of this training. Wow. So I feel like Christmas in August. So anyway, I love the gift, so we appreciate it very much. Thank you for blessing our lives with your wisdom as always and your effervescent light. And when I'm listening to you, I feel like very relaxed. There's something very serene about your energy. Because me, I'm always this gregarious um, energy. But anyway, I love you and I adore you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. You're going to be at the Top Talent JV
I
event.
will be at the Top Talent JV event to contribute and learn. And by the way, Furley, if people just want to reach out to me, here's my email if you just want to put that in there.
Yes. Okay.
It's the same thing, just to serve, just to serve. And
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, if you're not planning on the JV Top Talent, I would invite you to clear your calendar Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There are so many programs out there about building business. And I've given you an example of how my practice doubled just from these things called joint ventures. What can happen to you? It takes one lead, one contact, one woman saying, "Can we talk?" and moving in with me. You, it only takes.
That is a powerful testament. You've taken it to a whole different level. Oh my God, I could not really be more thrilled about that, because that's talk about like sustaining and lasting benefit from a connection like this. So
Yes.
well, I can't wait to see you on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's August 16th to the 18th. That's Top Talent JV event. It is not a pitch fest. You will actually learn a lot from this event, and you will also get a chance to be on a breakout and get to meet people, and see if they are the right people to connect with and create a collaborative community with. And Richard usually also facilitates one of the breakout rooms, because obviously, as you can very well see, he's already a guru at it. So anyway, Richard, what a blessing it is to have you on the show. Thank you so very much. I can't wait to meet your lady love. I'm sure she is just as fabulous and wonderful as you are. So on this note, thank you so very much. This is Furley Almonte, your host for Faces of Resilience Top Talent JV Special. Take care now. Have a great day. Bye bye.